Hi, this is Madhavi. In the before session in the Azure Data Factory, we look out at components of Azure Data Factory. In this today's session, we are going to learn about how to create a pipeline and how to get the source link and how to get the sync and how to create the data factory, etc. Let's get started with the Azure portal. We need to log in with our credentials in the portal azure.com. In that, we have an option called create a resource. For creating a data factory, first we need to create a resource and then we can create a data factory. For how to create the data factory, in the options we have all resources. Just click on the data factories and just click create. Okay. And if we have any existing resource group, it will automatically shown in this resource group. Otherwise, we need to create the resource group as well. Okay, already I have created a data factory. From the data factory, I am going to show you how to create the pipeline and how to get the source link. Okay. When you click on that data factory which you had been created, you will find an option called Launch Studio, Azure Data Factory Studio. Just click on the Launch Studio. It will take 2 seconds to open the Azure Data Factory Studio. Okay, in this now you can find different type of options here like new option will be there. In that will be find pipeline, power query, data flow and dataset. Okay, let me learn one by one. Okay, first we need to learn how to create a pipeline. It's a basic thing and is an important thing in the Azure Data Factory. Just click on the pipeline. By clicking on that, it says already created, but it is not. Shall we do one thing? Like we can rename our pipelines, right? Click on the rename button, and I'm just typing like pipeline new. Okay, has it created now? So I am typing like pipeline new. Click on OK, and the pipeline has been created. Okay, now what we have to do? We need to set the parameters in the pipeline. That how can we do? Just we can find the already we discussed about the activities in the previous session, and the activity session we can find move and transform. Just click on the move and transform. We have several options like copy data, data flow. Just what we need to do is if we need to copy data as a in a pipeline, just drag it onto the blank space. It has been created. Okay. Now, several options has been opened under the blank space. You can find it, right? It is general, like it is what we can name our copy data. I am naming my copy data other than like I'm naming like copy characters or something. Okay, it is not taking. So let it be. Copy data is enough. Okay, description, if we want to give description like what it will contain and what time, it is not all necessary all these options. Okay, then next move on to source. We don't have we didn't set up any source data set in this pipeline because we are just newly created a data factory, and then in data factory we are creating a pipeline, so there are no sources created. Okay, we are now going to create a source data set in the pipeline. Just click, just click on new. In the initial stage, we will find many options to select a data source. Like we can find in Azure as a data source, Azure block storage, and databases like DBMS, ART, Oracle, SQL Server. Okay, for initial stage, Let me pick up REST as a data source. Okay, why I am picking REST as a data source means, as you are all new to the Azure Data Factory, we want to study more about that. First, we need to know about what is Azure Data Studio, what are the databases, SQL, Oracle. Well, we need to know. So I am picking the REST as a data source. Okay, then just click on continue. Okay, now we can name our REST resource. Why it is showing REST resource means we pick our REST as a new data source. Okay, we can rename it, right? REST resource. I'm just renaming it as REST resource 1. Okay, I'm leaving as it is. Next, it is asking linked surveys. What is the linked surveys? What is asking linked surveys? Means it's just linked to a website, or it's just linked to a link which is contains the data, so we need to link that to. Okay, I'm just clicking on new. We have our for the base URL, it is saying base URL means we need to enter the URL. Okay, this is a one of the URL which I am entering now for the just a practical purpose. Okay, if you want to switch to another URL, you can find a better options, or if you have any particular URL for your data, you can just enter into the basic URL. Okay, or you can rename it, or you can do. Okay, then I'm using authentication timepiece anonymous because it is not anything. I don't want to like. Okay, now you just enter the data. What I am doing right now is I am linking the service to the pipeline. Service to the pipeline in the sense where our data exists. I am just linking the to the pipeline to work better. Okay. We created a link, we created the data source, and we created the linked services. Then what should we do is just test it. It is success or it is fail, or if else fail, what are the reasons for the failure? Okay, it is showing connection successful. Okay, then just click on create. What happened here is linked services is created. Then just click on OK. If you can see here, before we can't find any source dataset, but now it is showing REST resource. Okay, fine. Other options are not mandatory. Then now just move to sync. Sync is same as a process of the, we have already a resource, REST resource 1. So I am linking it. Okay. Let me do one thing. Okay. Just validate. I'm just validating it. It is showing your pipeline has been validated with no errors. Means, okay, let's come back to step by step what we have done. We just copy the data and we just created a source link and a sync link. Okay, and our pipeline has a no errors. It is validated successfully. Okay, this is the about how to create a pipeline and source link and sync.